Hi, guys. Nick Too Quick. Great to see you. Thank you so much for being here. All right, you guys, this is going to be a today's topic video. It is for the 7th of June. This one is coming out later than usual. I didn't get a chance to do any yesterday because I was still on the road. And by the way, oh my gosh, I have an eyelash in my left eye that's working its way out. So if I suddenly grab my eye, it's because it hurts. But I'm starting out with a card, and this is simply because I initially took this deck with me, intending to, if I had time, I was going to do a couple of videos on the road, and I didn't have time because I was traveling over the last couple of days. It was very intense travel and lots of work. And so anyway, I missed out on the chance to do it. But when I got home tonight, I saw that this one lone card, which belonged in that deck, was left, and it was just laying in the off to the side here. I didn't realize it when I scooped up that deck and took it with me. I left one behind, and it's the World card. And so I thought, you know what? Because if I had done any video, if I'd had time, I would have done the one for the 7th for that today's topic. I thought, let's go ahead. And this seems significant to me. So I basically left the World behind only to find it again, right? I never knew it was missing, but like I say, I didn't get a chance to do any videos. So we're going to start out with the World card, even though it didn't shuffle out. It was kind of always here. So I would argue this. It starts out with a message for me that, and this is Sophia that we see standing or hovering above him. Sophia is Greek for wisdom. I'm wondering, by the way, Capricorn energy with the World card here, but I'm wondering if basically the opportunity for a brand new beginning and the opportunity to understand this or to have this wisdom has always been here. Somebody left without it and they're coming back, and it's so obvious that this was always available. Now, as we can see, there is a divine masculine standing here. And you notice that wisdom, Sophia here, is holding the sword of truth, and she also has a flaming heart. I'm wondering if this is not like someone left only to come back, and that new opportunity, the chance to change their life, was always available to them. It's a little bit, Dorothy and the Wizard of Oz, like you could always go home, just click your heels together. It's a little bit of that vibe that I'm getting from this, but the wisdom was never hidden. It was always right there, but somebody walked away from it. Like, no, I don't want to acknowledge this. No, I don't want to see this. I don't want to know this. Four of Wands. Four of Wands is a card of, if not perfect harmony and balance. Hey, Pam Jam. Great to see you. Hi, Ingrid. Thank you, guys. Bobby C. Jojo. Good to see you guys. Hi, Sarah. Sonara. Aries K. Webb. Great to see everybody. This is one of those messages where if the Four of Wands isn't representing like a perfectly balanced, harmonious relationship, like a romance, it could be just like a balanced life. It could be a balance in a career, like, wow, my talents so obviously fit in this career path. Why did I not see it before? This is someone who clearly did not see a pathway forward, a chance to change their life, a chance to live in a different way, a more satisfying way, a more truthful way, a more heart healing way, a more authentic way. But it was always there for them. And they walked away from it, and now returning to it, it's like, oh my God, that was always a doorway that was open to me. Why didn't I see it till now? The doorway to truly feeling balanced. This is enlightenment as much as it is like being blessed by the gods, in this case, the Egyptian gods. This feels, there's a lot of like deep esoteric knowledge that I see coming across in these cards. So this may not have to do with like relationships. This could be someone who's just now like becoming aware that, oh my God, I've always been an empath. Oh my God, I've always been intuitive. Why did I not admit that to myself before? Why didn't I see that? What I could have done if I had just accepted that side of myself and been like, oh, well, this totally clicks. Now I get why I am drawn to this, or why I behave this way, or why, X, Y, or Z has always been something I was wanting to invest in, but didn't. It could be anything like that. But let's see if we can, somebody lied and ran from it. It could be a divine masculine that we've been talking about so far, because what we see is we have a divine masculine who is being struck by, oh my God, it's so obvious to me now. The wisdom, the obvious opportunity that's there, the chance for me to have this kind of harmony and happiness is there. But at one point, I was still a kid, and so I ran away from it. I ran away from, here's the interesting thing. We had a blacksmith who was hard at work. And this like page or this apprentice, instead of helping the blacksmith, took all the swords that the blacksmith made and ran off into the night with him and was like, shh, don't tell. They were not ready to, or they didn't feel competent to do the work. Maybe they wanted to believe that they were equal to the blacksmith, but they knew that they weren't, so they ran off into the night. But keep in mind, they were just a kid back then. This is somebody who, they weren't mature enough. That's the bottom line. They're just now recognizing, I could have had all of this before. I could have had this amazing balanced life. I could have acknowledged my gifts, my power, my grace. But instead, at that time, I was just too immature, and maybe I was scared. And so I ran for the hills instead. And unfortunately, though, I took stuff that wasn't mine. I'm not sure what that means just yet. I mean, this certainly could be that they took emotion from someone. They wanted to make someone believe that they wanted to be in a relationship when they weren't really ready. So they got that person's emotions and then they split. And that could be what the swords are all about. Got a 2 of Swords in the reverse. Whatever it is they see it so clear now. There isn't any doubt in their mind. They see their own behavior. They see their deception or lack of integrity, if there was some, and they recognize, I didn't have to do it that way, but I also know why I did it that way. And they're not pulling any punches about this. This person has had the come into Jesus moment. They know exactly what they did and why. 3 of Wands, and we've got that King of Swords sideways. And this King of Swords, even if been an upright, my puppy ate it when he was a baby, so Aries took a couple chomps out of it, and so even if this had been in the upright, this still would have been a troubled king, but it was sideways. They did not have whatever abundance that they needed. There was a desire to have it. They were faking it, is what I would say. Since they know that they were faking it. That's the big coming to Jesus moment. Now that they've walked away from an amazing opportunity, an amazing maybe career. You know, sometimes people have an opportunity at like that's gifted to them. Somebody says, wow, you're so talented. You know, here's this job opening, and they run from it because they're like, no, I can't. And it's all because they didn't have confidence in themselves yet. They still felt somehow unworthy. Whatever this was, they did not have abundance. They were not ready to give and share their energy because they didn't have it first to give. I mean, how could we? It's really hard. Let's use this as an example. If someone is super exhausted, it's really hard to think that, say somebody's a great athlete, but they are absolutely at their wits' end. Their life has been tough. They've had a ton of, emotional distress. They haven't been sleeping. They haven't been eating well. They've been working too many hours. And now somebody says, oh, hey, this is so-and-so. He's our star runner. He's faster than anybody. Why don't you come on here and do a trial run? And you can probably make this awesome team. And you can go into pro sports as some track and field star. And they literally don't show up to the audition or to whatever you call that, because they're like, I don't even have the energy to run that. I don't have what it takes. I'm going to make a fool of myself, if anything, because I am so depleted right now. I'm so exhausted. I feel like they were always thinking, if I could get some rest, if in the future, then I could be the track star. But God, why did I have to have this opportunity now? Instead, all I did is I ran away from it. That's what it looks like, because it was always like, can I please have this later? Can I please in the future have this? Because right now I'm going to make a laughing stock of myself. Putting it in that context and taking it away from the idea that, oh, this was like a potential amazing relationship, the love of their life that they weren't ready for. I think it makes more sense. I can find an easier way to comprehend somebody like not being able to tell the truth about how inferior they felt at that moment in time and wishing that they were going to meet this person somewhere down the road, but not being able to admit that either, and worried about making a laughing stock out of themselves. That to me makes more sense when we put it in a context that has no romance attached to it, like a scenario of, like that, like a job opportunity, an athletic opportunity, somebody who could go really far in their career or something, but they weren't ready for the opportunity at that point because other things had them way too depleted. So it makes sense to me. So what is it that's changed now? Because remember, The World card, as I said, it was left. And then when I returned, I saw that I had accidentally left this card behind. So this person has returned to this thought process and now it's standing in front of them, and it looks so obvious to their eyes now. What is it that has changed at this point? Did they intentionally come back for this? You know, like, how is it that they're standing in front of it now? Let's go with this deck. I want something bright. Tell me about how that World card, how did they come to this like seeing this opportunity again? Knight of Wands. Okay, so they might have been, knights are action takers. They rush around and they try to figure out what, this isn't like a player energy, not the way it typically gets a bad rap. It can indicate that, but really a Knight of Wands is somebody who's trying to figure out maybe where they belong. So they look north, east, west, and south, and they rush in one direction and try to learn something about the north, and then they come back to center, and then they go, okay, I learned something about that. Okay, now let me run to the east. Okay, I've learned something about that. Now I come back to center, and they keep collecting information so that hopefully they'll be able to figure out where to really put their intention and where to really, you know, like commit to traveling. They're scattered energy, yes, but they are trying. They're very passionate about figuring it out. But in order to do that, it's just interesting because I'm wondering if this brought them full circle, right back to the Hanged Man. Talk about full circle. They actually never went anywhere. They spun their wheels a whole heck of a lot. What did they do? Tell me about that Knight of Wands. I really hope this person wasn't just out being a player. Page of Wands in the reverse. No, in fact, this is so crazy. How do I describe this now? This person never went anywhere. So say this is all about a romance. We're going to go ahead and use that right now and say this person has returned back to what has been obvious all along, which is this person is my Four of Wands. This is the person I want to spend a lifetime with. It's so clear to me. It's so obvious to me now that my thoughts have returned to it. Where did they go in the meantime when they were suddenly not sure? They thought they needed to run off and try to figure some things out, try to find their worth, try to not be scared anymore. But in reality, they never went anywhere at all. They have actually been like hoovering. They didn't go rush out and get with other people. They didn't go rush out and try to go live vastly different styles of life. They didn't go anywhere. They simmered. This is a person who, boy, they had a lot of fear, is what I would say. I'm surprised that we don't have like the Strength card in reverse or something. It's not that they were like, oh, I'm not ready for the love of my life. I need to first go date a bunch of other people. Because they didn't go date anybody else. This person sat in like a big old pot and just stewed on things. They thought and they thought and they thought and they thought, and they didn't start new beginnings, and they didn't go rush off in different directions, but they also didn't take any action with the person that they wanted. They had to get beyond their fear. And this person it's interesting because their journey, their Knight of Wands journey was all internal. They had to race around in their mind. Maybe this person has like a complex mind. They didn't physically go anywhere. They weren't trying to get with other people to solve, like their mystery of like, why am I not ready? Where is my lack of self-worth? All of this was a journey of internal. We have a Three of Cups in the reverse. Seriously, Wheel of Fortune and the Nine of Coins. They finally got there. There was no third party to help them get through this. So whatever blockage they've had, however long this has been, that they were like missing in action, they went MIA. They didn't go to other parties. There's none of that. They didn't connect with anybody else. That was never what they needed to do. They needed to grow. They needed time to grow up and feel good enough. I'm not exactly sure how that happened, but it was about divine timing. Maybe it was always just about, you can't force a tomato plant to ripen the tomatoes faster than they're going to be ripe either. You can't do that. Certain things, we can't have a baby and then say, well, I want my baby to be able to walk. Well, the baby's going to take about 2 years before it can walk. It doesn't matter how bad you want your newborn baby to be able to be on its own 2 little legs. They can't walk any faster than what their little bodies can grow and strengthen and be capable of. Well, humans aren't really different, I would argue, at any age. We're not ready until we're ready. We're not ripe until we're ripe. That's what it was with this person. It was never about them rushing around to try to get with somebody else to go, experience other lovers. It was always that they themselves just had to get to the point where they felt confident. And it doesn't matter what age somebody was at. When it's about building confidence, which is what they finally got to, that was going to happen in divine timing. And they could not be with their perfect mate until they were, otherwise it would have been botched, right? If they had tried to be with their perfect mate, a person they really want to share a life with, and they were not confident yet, it would have been a disaster. It's interesting though, because the first thought is, oh, so they went out and they dated other people and they ran away from their one true love. No, they didn't. They ran away from their true love, but they didn't go anywhere other than on a deep personal journey that they needed to figure out. To me, that lends this person a heck of a lot more. Honestly, gives them plenty of integrity here. They weren't out trying to dump a really amazing person and then go flirt around with a ton of other people. They just needed to feel better in themselves, right? It's a lot. I don't know. I can see how that personal growth, just that this person needed to do it. They needed to have their personal growth. They weren't looking for personal growth through intimacy with others. They actually needed to grow in themselves, and they knew it. We don't know, did they ghost the person? Did they hurt that person that they loved? We don't see that part in this story. We're only seeing their side of it and what they went through. And I'm really pleased to see the collection of cards that came out, because to me, this speaks really well of this person. They had to grow. Now they come back full circle and they see, oh my God, it's so obvious to me now that I feel good enough in myself. It's so obvious. This is my Four of Wands. Tell me about how they're looking at this Four of Wands. We've got a Queen of Swords and we've got the Ten of Wands. Look, I feel like this person is actually, it's such a relief. Now, this doesn't mean that this Queen of Swords wants to be with them at this point, but they can finally lay down all kinds of burdens and say with confidence, this is a person who I know speaks truth to me. This is a person who I know, if they love me, they really love me. I know she wouldn't say it if she didn't mean it. I'm no longer worried that she loves a false image of me because I secretly don't think I'm good enough and I don't really have anything to give, so I'm going to scatter. She won't tell me she loves me unless she loves me, so I don't have to worry. I finally know I can trust somebody, and I've laid down a ton of burdens about this. This is why she's a person I want to be with, because she's truthful. She has her own boundaries. She won't put up with any crap. She won't take less than what she deserves. So if she would want me, it's because she thinks I'm worthy of her. So if I didn't need to have any doubts about my worth, because she wouldn't have accepted me if I was bringing in less than what she thought she was worthy of. It's an interesting twist, because it's like, wow, wait a minute. Somebody loves me because I'm worthy. It's not like we should find our worth through someone else's eyes, but it is. They can see clearly now the other side of the coin. If they didn't feel good enough in themselves before, they now are very aware that they have worth, and that's why somebody loved them in the first place. Maybe they didn't believe that before. This is like, it's just reinforcing the thing that they now already believe about themselves, and is becoming a lot clearer, a lot easier to understand why she is the one for them also. This is a person that they really would like to lay down burdens with. So final message on this, as far as like, now that they know this, what's happening? Their fear is gone. That is freaking amazing. Judgment. We just did a bonus general message, and there was a real strong sense of, I feel like this is like a piggyback to that. I feel like the bonus general message we just put out is this story. Now we're seeing the action that someone is taking. And I feel like this could be practically the same character from that bonus general message. It's amazing. They're ready to go ahead and reach out. I mean, literally reach out and have this reconciliation, because they're not afraid of this anymore. It makes perfect sense to them now. I'm going to leave that there and let them do what they need to do. But I love this one. All right, you guys, thanks so much for hanging out with me. It is a delight to be back. I'm going to pop off here and go ahead and do the video for the one that'll come out at midnight for today's topic. That'll be for the 8th. So I'm going to go and do that one next. Just FYI, you guys, tomorrow I will be doing some free readings for my subscribers. It's always random selection. I just want you guys to know that I'll be doing it at some point tomorrow. I'll do it again on the 10th. So if you can be with me live tomorrow, I'll just pull random people out of the live chat. It's not anything that is listed or ordained or anything like that. I just like to give people the heads up. It's just a thank you to my subscribers who were so kind and understanding while I have been away for a while. So thank you guys very much for that. And I will see all of my subscribers tomorrow for that live session. It'll probably be around the evening, just FYI. It won't be in the earlier part of the day. It'll be the evening. I'll probably put out Zodiac videos somewhere in the earlier part of the day though, and then some more at night. So I'll see you guys a lot tomorrow, and I will see you in the today's topic that I'm about to put out, the one that'll come out at midnight. So lots of love. Thank you guys for being here. Bye for now. Oh my gosh. Sapit Pit, excuse me for saying your name so choppily. I'm so excited for you. I love France. Oh, have a wonderful time there, my dear. I hope that you have a crepe for me and enjoy your time there. It's so exciting. I love travel. I love vacation travel. Work travel is a little different. Douglas Pavick, I am in the Pacific time zone. So evening for me is usually, it'll probably be somewhere around like 9 p.m. I'm not going to commit to that time though, because my world could be a little bumpy, but it'll be sometime tomorrow that I will go live and do some free reads for subscribers. Then I'll do that again on the 10th, and I'll also do some giveaways. So, but yeah, I'm in Pacific time zone. Okay. So Pacific Standard. All right, guys. Wonderful to see all of you.